Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Canadian One of the Outdoors. We are on episode 11 now. I didn't realize the last episode was episode 10. I was kind of shocked that we got to 10 episodes, but I'm really happy that we're doing it. And I have a lineup of guests for the next little while. So if you guys want it, we're going to keep on doing it. Like, subscribe, follow. We're on Instagram, Canadian One of the Outdoors on Instagram. We have giveaways there. YouTube, Canadian One of the Outdoors, if you don't have Apple Podcasts or Spotify, which we're also on. So again, just give those some likes, subscribes, follows, all the social media trends that I don't really follow, but I do kind of have to follow. So without further ado, this is a bit overdue. I've been talking to this particular person, I think since November. I've wanted her on here for a bit. And last week we were supposed to record, but then we ended up getting hit with a massive snowstorm and just didn't work out. So I'm really excited to have the owner and founder of The Cure is Outdoors, Miss Shannon Lane.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. I've been really looking forward to this episode. I love your business. I love your concept, but we'll get into that a little bit later. First of all, I want to hear about you. Where did you grow up? Like what or who, like what particular person or event got you into fishing? Because I've seen your personal Instagram, which is Slane_on_water. Follow it on Instagram. It's just got awesome fish. And you're definitely really into the fishing. So what got you into that?
Well, I actually grew up in Scarborough, like in the city, but just until I was 12. But probably since I can remember, as early as 7 or 8 years old, my dad would take me fishing. So my dad was super into fishing, mostly trout fishing. He loved fly fishing. Mm-hmm. But I remember even just living in the city, him taking us out on trips, different camping trips. We went to the Credit River quite a bit, and I'd fish with him. And that's kind of what got me started at a younger age. And then I moved up to Pepperlaw when I was 12, my family. We're on the countryside. We're on the south end of Lake Simcoe here. Okay. Did more fishing up this way. But of course, in your teens and stuff, I kind of fell out of it and got more interested in other stuff. But I always loved it. I just kind of veered off from it. And then I would say it wasn't until maybe about 2016-ish, I moved up to Washago, and we were right across the street from Lake Couchiching. And I got my first kayak at that point. And I went out in the kayak, was paddling, caught my first pike out of the kayak. And I'd say from that moment on is when I went heavy into like fishing constantly, like multiple times a week and right into it. So it's always been in my blood at a young age, but like, I think it wasn't until I moved close to the water where I had easy water access, where I got super into it. And it was like, a regular thing. And just started going from there. So
it's really funny how many guests I've actually had on here that are like, yeah, I kind of lost it in my teenage years. Cause we all have that high school teenage angst where we're like, no, we don't want to do that. But like, it's really funny. But I feel that, with me, like, again, I'm from Burlington, Ontario, moved up here to Elmwood, which is like close to the Bruce Peninsula. And now I fish more than ever because I have way more access to water.
Yeah.
Like we have backwoods lakes 5 minutes from our house.
Amazing.
So I definitely totally feel that. So do you hunt as well, or do you just strictly fish? Like, is that...
I don't hunt. However, I find it quite intriguing. I have a lot of friends that hunt. My boyfriend hunts as well. So I've always kind of been interested in it, just never actually did it. However, last spring, I actually went out with a good friend of mine, Lisa, and I did a turkey sit with her. Like I wasn't hunting, I don't have my gun license or whatever, but turkey open is her birthday as well. So I spent her birthday with her. We actually camped in our SUVs. She has like a private field that she has access to.
Yeah.
So we camped overnight in our cars and did the whole car camping thing and woke up, crack of dawn, woke up with nature.
Earlier than that.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't get much sleep, that's for sure. But I was interested. I wanted to see like what it was all about and like have somebody who's done it kind of show me the ropes and see if I liked it, like a little intro, right? I would definitely do it again.
Did you hear gobbles?
Heard gobbles. We saw the roost.
Isn't
We
that
had toms
crazy?
come in. Yeah, it was awesome. And I'd never experienced that before, right?
Yeah.
So this is me like no idea what turkey hunting's about, never seen a roost, never like didn't know the terminology, never like calling all that. I got to do a box call and I don't even know what they call it with the mouthpiece or whatever.
Oh, the mouth call? I can't do
Yeah.
that. But
No,
yeah, the mouth call.
I heard, but I was okay. But I've heard like, some people are a little gaggy.
Oh, yes. I
Can't say
like
it.
brushing my teeth, so I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. But it was amazing. It was like beautiful sunset. I like fell asleep in the bush, like, all camoed out, and woke up to Lisa like nudging me, and there was like a doe standing right in front of us and watched us for like 3 minutes. Like just seeing that, just like nature come alive and stuff, regardless if she shot a turkey, it was awesome. So love that, but never shot anything in my life. So
Turkey season is always wild for me. It's my favorite hunt.
yeah,
Just because again, you're up so early with nature. You hear those gobbles. There's nothing like hearing a turkey gobble like at
yeah.
sunrise. It's
It was
crazy.
cool. It was really
So,
cool.
are you going to look into getting your hunting license then, or are you just
Oh,
gonna
I
kind
think
of
so. I think
yeah?
so. I actually was going to do it with a friend this year, but then I found out I'm actually pregnant, so I'm expecting this summer. I don't know if you knew that.
Well,
So
congratulations. I
yeah,
didn't know that. Well,
yeah,
congratulations. My
yeah.
gosh.
I'm 5 months along now, so yeah. So
Oh,
I kind of put
congrats.
that on the back burner. I was like, I'll get around to it, but I have some other things to take care of rather than worry about that. But definitely, definitely interested in it. Um, right now, I'm relying on my boyfriend to get a deer to get meat in the freezer for us for
Right? Yeah.
for next year. And like, yeah, I'm definitely into harvesting your own meat and growing your own gardens and catching your own fish. I love that. So
So the fish you catch, do you keep that? Like, do you harvest it? Because I've seen your
yeah,
personal Facebook and or your personal Instagram, and
mhm,
you do a lot of fishing, and they're like
yeah,
good sized fish and like multiple different species and varieties. Like, do you keep
yeah.
all of them or
No, no, I would say selective harvest. There's a few species I like keeping. I love walleye, so I'll keep walleye in the winter.
yeah?
Perch sometimes too. Like I don't keep bass or pike rarely.
You don't keep pike even in the winter?
Sometimes in the winter. That's a
So
lie.
yeah,
Sometimes in the winter. Yeah, I
winter
just
pike
don't
is
like
the
cleaning
best.
them. I just don't like cleaning them. I'm not good at with the
Ah,
dry bone. So if somebody will clean it for me, gladly I'll keep them. Uh, but walleye is just for me so much easier to clean, and
oh yeah.
so walleye we definitely keep. Um,
Walleye and perch are like the delicacy, like,
yeah,
that's your nuggets right there, but
for sure.
pike is winter pike, I won't keep pike in the summer, but if I pull pike through the ice and it's an eater,
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
because I know how to clean it, but it's
yeah.
so good.
I agree with you. It's just as good almost as walleye. Like I can't really
Nope,
taste the difference. Like white
nope,
flaky meat. Like
nope.
I think some people are turned off by it, maybe just because they're pike. I don't know what it is, but yeah,
Well,
they're delicious for sure. Just
and that's so my partner, she was like, "I don't wanna eat a pike." I was like, "Hold the phone.
yeah,
Let
yeah,
me pull you a pike out of the ice, fillet it properly, and cook it properly." She's like, "Yeah, I like pike." I
yeah.
was like, "There you go."
Give somebody some walleye and pike, and I don't know if they would be able to tell you one's better than the other. Like I don't know,
Exactly.
they're pretty close.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So what other outdoor like are you into portaging, canoeing? Like I'm assuming with your
yeah.
business, you get outdoors a lot. Like do you do
I like all of it.
camping?
Yeah, I'm new to the backcountry camping. I haven't really done the hardcore like portaging. My boyfriend Chris is pretty into it, so he's definitely gonna get me into shape for sure. But love camping in general, canoeing, kayaking, anything like hiking. I just like bird watching. I love just like wildlife, watching wildlife, and just being outdoors in general. But I'd say kayak fishing is probably the passion of all the types of fishing for me.
Yep.
So, but
Well, I mean, that kind of segues into my next question then. Do you prefer ice fishing or open water?
yeah, I love them all. Like normally, I would say 100% kayak fishing number one, but I recently found a new love for ice fishing for sure. It's just so accessible. I've done a lot more like back lakes, adventures on the ATVs, going for brookies and stuff, which opened up more doors and gave me a new like kind of love for it. So I love all seasons. Like I feel like all seasons have a unique, opportunity for new species, and I'm super into multi-species. Like anything I haven't caught, I'm like into catching. Even the, garbage fish people will call them, like gar pike and bowfin and stuff. I love it all. I love catching just new cool stuff. But if I had to pick, I would probably say kayak fishing. Yeah, would be my. There's like nothing like being on the water, or just you and the kayak, minimal like, minimal gear, minimal electronics, and getting into all the little back, sloughs and stuff, and exploring, and you never know what you'll find, even aside from fishing, but just like turtles and loons and, just nature in general. Kayak, I feel like, brings you closer.
I totally agree. Like when I was living in Brantford, that's what we did, kayak fishing a lot.
Yeah.
But backtracking a bit before I ask my next question. So are you new into ice fishing then? Like it hasn't been, or have you been ice fishing like as long as you have been fishing, or is that kind of like a new discovery?
Yeah, that's a little like new since like 2014, maybe 2015. But as a kid, I never ice fished.
Yeah.
Like with my dad, it was only shore fishing, open water shore fishing, never ice fish. So,
because I've seen you guys did pretty well. Like you did really well ice fishing this year, even though it was a short season.
Yeah, I mean, we got out quite a bit, surprisingly. I got out more this year than I did last year for some reason. And
were you on Simcoe, or did you kind of tour around to go to different lakes and stuff?
A little touring. I did a lot of fishing up north, like Bancroft area. A lot of back lakes back there. I caught my PV brook trout this year going back there.
Yeah.
Some really nice ones.
Gorgeous area up that
so
way.
Nice. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love it up there. So we did a lot of, like Lisa's got a cottage way up North Frontenac as well. So a little farther, a little more east. Did a lot of fishing there. But we made a couple trips on Simcoe for perch. We never got out to like the Whitey grounds or anything like that.
It's kind of sketchy, the Whitey grounds.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't feel like there was really much of an opportunity. I mean, I'm not a diehard when it comes to like sketchy ice. Like unless it's like, I know it's good to go, I won't risk it because it is fairly new to me. Like, been doing it a few years, but not forever. So,
yeah, exactly. So what is your favorite fish to target, and what do you use to target said fish?
Ooh, I love multi-species. I don't know if I could pick just one.
I know, I was gonna say.
I love them all for different reasons and different seasons, right?
Okay, so what do you use to target each fish that you love then? Like the fish that you are catching and that you are chasing, like what do you use to target them?
I will say I love smallmouth bass fishing. Like I love all species, I love smallies. Like there's something about smallies, right? Like they're so acrobatic. It's like I just love even the look of fish, aside from catching them. But like I feel like smallies have such cool patterns to them. I've seen those tiger stripe ones, and they're just unique.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say I love sight fishing for smallmouth. So like spending a lot of time on Couchiching, it's super clear water. I don't know if you spent much time up there. But
I love Cooch is actually where I go for ice fishing.
Okay.
And I actually want to spend, I've hunted on Cooch. Now I actually want to spend open water on Cooch. So I've hunted on Cooch. I've done ice fishing on Cooch. Nice. Now I actually want to do open water on Cooch because I love that lake.
It's a beautiful lake. Yeah. I mean, it's the sister of Simcoe, right? It is for sure. Yeah. They have everything. And
everybody wants to go to Simcoe. And I'm like, no, go to Cooch.
I love Cooch. Yeah. And there's parts of it. That's why I say, like with kayak fishing, it's awesome because there's parts of Cooch that I've explored in my kayak where the water is literally turquoise that I would take a picture with like one of those GoPro like poles or whatever. And people think I'm in the Bahamas. Like that's how aqua clear some of the lake is. But fishing for smallies there, like on the limestone, you can see them. And I just like, I'm a drop shot queen, I call myself. So I love
drop shot.
Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. It works. So stick to what works. And you can see them like big striped smallies on the limestone, just pitch a drop shot to them and you watch them eat it and they're jumping out of the water and from the kayak. And that's definitely a favorite definitely a favorite species and way to target them for sure.
Drop shot is fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, I go through it every episode, but I use True North baits. They're like I do things plastics with the drop shot. Fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite fishing memory?
Ooh, so
From
many.
like now, from like little Shannon until now.
That's a tough one. There's a lot.
Probably a little, yeah.
I'd say one that stands out. It was just kind of cool because I went to school. I went back to school like later in life. I'm so bad with years, but this was 2 years pre-COVID. So when I was doing my final exams is when COVID like finally hit. So like
2018,
2019, yeah, it was a 2-year program.
Yeah.
So I went back it was supposed to be fish and wildlife, but I changed it to ecosystems management.
Did you go to Fleming?
I did, yeah.
Yep, that a girl.
Yeah, and so it was kind of like how wildlife interacts with the land, and like you learn all about the soil and the water and all that kind of stuff too. But anyways, I did a project on muskie and pike and how they coexist in a lake, and basically it was like a question of, or kind of like a experiment of, can they coexist and can there be abundance of both of them, or is it more so like if there's too many pike, there's only a little bit of muskie and vice versa. Anyways, I did this.
I'm actually curious of that.
Yeah, it was interesting because I did it because of Cooch. Like muskie are supposed to be extirpated from Lake Couchiching. Like they're in there, and I've caught them pike fishing. But
you have muskie. There's muskie in Cooch.
Time out. Muskie in Lake Couchiching. Yes, but you can't fish for them. Yeah. I've caught a few of them, like pike fishing, but you can't fish for them. They're like, there's no season for them. There's no open season whatsoever because they're labeled as extirpated, like meaning extinct from that lake kind of thing. Like their population is so low, but they're in there. They're in Simcoe as well. But anyways, I did it. Yeah, big muskie in there.
Sorry, I'm just blown away by that. I never would have picked muskie to be in. I know pike has been in there because I've got pike from like Cooch and Simcoe, but like muskie.
Yeah, they're definitely not plentiful, but they are. I've spent a lot of time trolling for pike, and every once in a while I'll get a big muskie on. So that brings me to my favorite memory is I did this presentation that day on pike and muskie, went fishing when I got home, and caught like the biggest muskie of my life, just trolling for pike. But it was just like, it was crazy because the thing was huge, and my rod was bent over. I could barely get it up. It like porpoised out of the water, like a full slow motion, like head shakes, just like insane. Just that was definitely I had the GoPro going as well on my like ball cap or whatever at the time. There is footage somewhere in the.
So this was after the presentation?
Right after the presentation, literally the same day, did this big presentation, muskie and pike populations, and was feeling good about that. Like, oh, we'll go for an evening fish, and caught like the biggest muskie of my life. It was just kind of an ironic, strange, kind of serendipitous thing.
So did you go and show your prof the next day, and you're like, "Oh my god, look what happened last night"?
No, I didn't take any pictures or anything. I had the GoPro going. I didn't take any pictures because you're not supposed to. Yeah. So I mean, I had it in the water, and there's GoPro like stills of it like in the net in the water and releasing and everything. But
that's crazy.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay, now we're gonna go on to the business side of things now. A business that actually hits me in the heartstrings a bit. Because again, I'm transparent with everybody. I deal with my own mental health issues, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, our viewers, or viewers, listeners, I deal with mental health issues, and it is what it is. That's the kind of world we live in nowadays. So, you own and started the Curious Outdoors. What kind of made you start that business? Like, where did the idea come from? Like, how did it get going? Like, where did the brainchild for that come to life?
So it was a pretty organic way. Like, I wasn't thinking of, what I want to do for a business, or no business background, no entrepreneurship, kind of none of that. But this was during the heat of like COVID. So this was like kind of early stages when everyone was shit scared and we didn't know what was going on. And all we were hearing is everyone's dying and just fear, fear, fear. It was just stay in your house. Don't go see your friends. Don't leave your house. It was when like, it was the summer where people were like, you know, only 2 people on a boat and stay in a bubble and all that kind of stuff. So keep in mind, it was during the time like we were all basically stuck inside and we wanted to do the right thing. We didn't really know what this was. So we hadn't like really, I hadn't really seen my friends and gone out much and stuff, you know, socializing. Kind of trapped inside, feeling kind of like gotta get out of here. Going
Caged
staircases.
animal.
Yeah. So it was we had a group chat going, 3 of my closest girlfriends at the time, and we were chatting about wanting to get out and go fishing. They all fish too. And we're like, oh, we want to get out fishing, but like, should we all be on the same boat? Maybe you can go on the kayak and we can separate and, you know, that kind of stuff. So we were debating whether it was like the right thing to get together and get out there. And it just kind of popped out of me. And can I swear on this show?
Yeah,
I basically,
go ahead.
I
Go
was
ahead.
like, I was like, fuck it. The cure is outdoors. Like, we can't be like stuck in here. It just kind of came out. And they all kind of like right away, I could see everyone's typing. They're like, oh my God, I love that. Yeah, the cure is outdoors. Like, can I use that? And like some of the girls, like the next week, like posted photos and hashtag the cure is outdoors. And it was just like a blurred out moment that kind of just resonated with all of us. And they kind of encouraged me to like, I didn't think to do anything with it, but they kind of encouraged me like, you should do something with that. Like, that's a pretty special like statement. And I kind of got thinking about it and realized that yeah, it's like gold. Like, when you think about it, like, it doesn't matter if you know, suffer from anxiety or depression, or you're just stressed out, or if it's grief, or you're just whatever it is, you go outside, you just, even just breathing in the fresh air, like bird watching, go for a walk, take the dogs out. Like, I think everyone can say like, just being out there, they already feel refreshed, they feel better. You don't have to go do some fancy place and fancy, you know, like camping and go travel and spend a bunch of money. You can just like put your bare feet on the grass and breathe, like just look around at the, you know, at nature and like be present and be out there. And it just does wonders for your mental health and your physical health. So I wanted to kind of share that with people and share the message of like reminding people that like it is a medicine. It's not, you know, like I feel like the more disconnected you are from the outdoors, the more you're going to suffer, like physically and mentally. If you're like sitting inside for days and you're on your phone, and you're wondering why you're feeling like shit, well, probably should get outside and go for a walk. And, you know, not to say it's a cure all, even though the cure is outdoors, like, you know, there's tons of other medicines. Like, I don't discount, you know, like, um, you know, getting specialized help, or if you need it, or, you know, even just family and love and connection. Like, they're all medicines, but I feel like the outdoors is definitely a tool that we need to take advantage of for just our overall well-being. So,
And I
yeah,
mean, I completely agree with that. So, like, I know seasonal depression is a thing too, and because
yeah,
winter months are like gross and dark, but as soon as that sun comes out, you step outside and you're just like breathe that big sigh of relief. Like,
yeah,
so funny, like you started your business during COVID. I actually got into a car accident in January of 2020, and I was locked down in my house prior to COVID. And
yeah,
then, like, when I was able to get out, it was COVID. And
yeah,
my mental health took like a downward spiral because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do now. But when I could finally get outside, do hunting, fishing, like by myself, like, I know, like, there's a quote that says, like, I fish not to lose myself, but to find myself. Like,
100%. Yeah,
just getting out there. And I totally it, it means a lot to me that you do this kind of stuff because did I read that correctly? Like a percentage or dollar amount goes back to Mental Health Canada from
Yeah.
every bit of your merch sold?
Yeah, every item we sell, we donate $1 to the Canadian Mental Health Association. So that was kind of a play on like finding a way to give back to the message I'm trying to promote, which is like it's so good for your mental health to just be connected to nature. Like I feel like people forget that we are nature, like we're a part of it. And like the disconnection that you have with all the new technology, and technology is great, but I mean there has to be a balance. So if you're too far away from nature, you're going to suffer, and like it just does wonders. So wanted to give back and in that way. So yeah.
And I mean, I feel like nowadays, like people don't really talk about mental health. Like
For
they
sure.
just kind of sweep it under the rug. And like again, with your whole brand, people can be like, "Oh, I'm not the only one."
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
and like that's I think a huge thing because I know for before I dealt with all my stuff and got my diagnosis, I was like, no, 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 it's me, like it's fine, sweeping it under the rug, like
Mm-hmm.
but through like you like knowing I'm not the only one going through this, like it's not just me, I'm not the only one dealing with it. It's not just
Yeah.
sweeping it under the rug. It's not like our grandparents or whatever, oh, just get over it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like these are real issues that need to be dealt with.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely helps when you feel like you're not alone or you have a community. So like although I started it and it's a clothing brand, I like to say like we're not just a brand, but we're a movement. Like we're a community. We're like a group of people, and we have some ambassadors now, and we
I was
all
gonna say, yeah.
yeah, our
You
goal
have a
is to like
community and
yeah,
ambassadors and people
yeah,
promoting that
yeah.
like healthy mental health.
Yeah, and then for me, it's not just about like selling the clothes. It was never about the money and trying to get rich off some business, but it came from the heart essentially of like wanting to, inspire people, but also wanting to share their stories of how the outdoors has improved their mental health. And I get people all the time like sending me messages of like deep, heavy stuff of like, this is what happened to me, this is what I went through, and 100% the outdoors saved my life. And that's not the case for everyone. Like I said, it's a tool, but I think it's a potent tool, like it's a potent medicine that if you really take advantage of it, like it can do wonders, like, and you can find community through it too. Like if you've never fished before, say if you've never hiked before and you just try it and meet people, like, and you feel like you're alone, if you have no friends, you have no community, you can meet people that way just by getting outdoors and finding these communities, and it can change your life, and it has changed your life. So
Well, and I completely agree with that. Like through fishing, I've met a bunch of random women I never would have met, and I fished with them. Like I know the first time I actually saw one of your products, I was fishing up north with Nikki Christie.
oh, I love her. Yeah,
She's amazing. Love that woman
she's
to
the
death.
best. She's the same. Yeah.
She is an awesome human, and she was wearing I don't know if it was a hat or a shirt or something, but I was like what is that? And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, like it's this brand, and I'm like, oh my god. And then even um when I went to the November ice fishing show was when you and I started connecting because I was like, Nikki, I need all the info for the Kira's Outdoors because I want
Yeah.
her on with me.
Yeah.
So she gave me all your personal info.
Awesome.
Not
Yeah.
all of your
Oh,
personal info. Sorry,
totally.
that sounds really creepy. I'm like, what's her personal
It's all out
Instagram?
there.
Because I don't know if her business Instagram, but like again, like you are a badass woman doing something so good for the mental health community. Like for those that are dealing with stuff that probably
Yeah.
don't want to talk about it. Like again, I'm being completely transparent because that's the kind of podcast I run. You either like it or you don't. I
Got it.
have mental health problems. I don't give a shit. You want to know?
You know what? I
It is
feel
what
like
it is.
everyone does. I feel like everyone has something,
Yep.
I mean, nobody's perfect, and it's
Oh God,
nice to
no.
get out there. Yeah, for
So,
sure.
and
And
that's
you
why.
sorry,
Sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, no, you go
I was
ahead.
gonna say sometimes the
Sorry,
people that
Canadian.
yeah. Sorry.
After you. After you.
I was gonna say like some people that you would least expect that seem like the happiest, like the most put together, the biggest smiles, the kindest people are actually suffer the most, and it's happens like that a lot. You see that a
Well,
lot.
look at Robin Williams.
Yeah,
Like
there you go. Yeah,
that's your
love that
prime
guy.
example
He's
right there.
yeah,
And it's again, it's such an unfortunate thing, but I truly love and appreciate what you're doing, especially after, like, I feel the cure is the outdoors. I feel
Mhm.
that in my soul because I've
Mhm.
dealt with now my diagnosis, and the thing I want to do is, like, I want to get outside, I want to do stuff outside, just get back to nature, breathing just fresh air instead of being stuck in a confined, like, city, and
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Getting
I
near water, like, even that, like, I'm a big water girl. I feel like everyone has their thing. It's either the forest and the trees, that's, like, their thing, or water's their thing. For me, I'm a big water girl. I'm a water sign. I don't know if you're into the astrology. I'm a little woo-woo when it comes to that, but I'm a Scorpio, and we're a water
I was
sign.
gonna say, are you like, so I'm a Cancer, but I'm not
Okay.
actually.
There
I
you
would
go.
rather be in the bush. I would rather go into the
Would
forest and
you?
just
Yeah.
sit and make a
Yeah.
fire or just
Love
listen.
that.
I like
Yeah.
listening to animals. Like, we have
Yeah.
grouse on the property that we like, so my partner has a farm, like her parents have a farm, and we
Nice.
go out there to whatever. Right now we're harvesting sap for
Love
maple
that.
syrup, and
Cool.
like just going out and hearing the animals. And at our trailer, which we have on their property as well, like, you wake up in the morning and you wake up to grouse, and it's
Love
just
that.
like you breathe a deep sigh of, you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
not, you're not waking up to honking and traffic. And like, what I wake up to now is either grouse or horse clop 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 clop
Love
clop.
that. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this my life is way
Yeah.
better now.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
So,
nothing better than like a loon call. It's one of my favorite sounds, but
right? Oh, I love loon calls. I wish
yeah.
I lived or closer
That's,
to a bigger lake where we saw loons.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when I go visit some of my friends that have loons on their lake, I will just either get up in the morning and have a coffee and just sit and listen to the
Yeah.
loon calls, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so where do you want to see this go? Do you want to obviously add merch? Do you want to maybe
Mhm.
start doing like events that people with mental health get all together and like they do like an event, like fishing, hunting, whatever? Like, do you kind of, where do you see this going?
Yeah, absolutely. You nailed it. Basically, like when I started it, it was, trying to inspire people to get outdoors. But the first thing or the most accessible thing I thought of is doing merch and doing clothing. But my real ambition is definitely to do workshops, like to do retreats and workshops, all different kinds, but they'd be geared towards different things. But just getting people out there and getting people in a community, maybe they live in the city and they don't have anybody that's, can introduce them to that. And there are awesome groups already now, different hiking groups and that kind of thing. But yeah, I see it definitely in the future doing retreats and workshops. A podcast is also in the works as well. I think you can do a lot with that, with, getting the word out with what people struggle with and getting it out from under the rug and people talking openly about it. So
As we're talking about right now,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's,
exactly.
you're not wrong.
Yeah. So more merch, more new things when it comes to that. It's always the challenge with funds, of course.
Mhm.
Like I struggle with that because I didn't take out like a business loan or nothing. It's just me, myself, and I, and just
Yep.
pushing along, doing what I can. So um, working with what I got, but
Yep.
but yeah, definitely have more ideas for more designs and more gear, the workshops and the podcast. So I'm hoping to expand it further and just grow the community and just get the message out there more.
Well, if you ever need help with any of the workshops or like
Yeah.
events or whatever you want to do, I can absolutely, I
Awesome.
volunteer my time. I
Awesome.
volunteer my
Love it.
time.
Yeah.
So, because again, I feel that, especially
Yeah.
like from somebody that came, I live in the country now, but I came from the city myself.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody like me that struggles in the city and crowds and stuff like that and just wants to be outdoors, like, it's, I
Mhm.
know the value of an opportunity, like, to get out there, like,
Yeah.
whatever. I will come fish, hunt. Like, when I was in the city, I was like, I need to go fishing, hunting. So there's
Yeah.
this group that's doing that. I'm gone. See you later. Like,
Yeah.
I totally get that. So if you ever need any help,
For
let
sure.
me
I'll
know.
keep you in mind. Thank
Yeah,
you.
let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're kind of reaching, I like to keep these between 45 and 50 minutes, as I'm
Yeah.
sure you've noticed. Last question. Um, so for new ladies, I'm gonna kind of reword this a bit.
Mm-hmm.
For new ladies getting into the outdoors that may be potentially struggling, they want to do it, but they're not sure, struggling with mental health. How would you um, give like tell them to kind of take an opportunity on some, like, what's the advice you would give them to get outdoors? Like if somebody messaged you and said, I'm struggling with this, what can I do to like get outdoors? Like how would you kind of help them get into that?
Right. I guess I would say like just start small. Like you don't have to go gung ho into like something that's super out of your comfort zone, but just starting small. Um there's so many communities out there too. I know not everyone's into that, but there's so many different Facebook groups and different things that you can be a part of a community and kind of help you get out there. So having a mentor sometimes is what people need. Like sometimes they don't know exactly where to start. They can't do it alone. They have no idea and they just need that one person to kind of pull them through and say, come with me and let's get out. And so yeah, just starting small, look for a community. And like also like there's always a way to find nature, get outdoors no matter where you live. Like I get being in a city, it's harder, but there are still green spaces out there. Like there's a way, there's a way to find it, and there's tons of information online on how to find those places and just get out there. So
Yep.
I feel like where there's a will, there's a way.
And absolutely, again, for our listeners and viewers, like if you want to reach out to myself, my personal Instagram is the Hunter Chef. You can reach out to Shannon. She's slain
Absolutely.
underscore on underscore water, or the Cure is outdoors, or you can reach out to any of the guests I've had. We are the type of, we want to help everybody. Like
Yeah.
we're not, if you want to reach out to us and you want to start your hunting fishing journey, or you just want to get outside, like let us know. We will not turn you away.
Yeah,
Like
I know some great groups of women only too, that do the retreats like I was talking about already, like hiking retreats and all kinds of different outdoor retreats. They did some ice fishing this year too.
yeah,
So I would definitely point them in that direction as well. They do it all over the place. There's tons of great groups like that, and yeah, I'm
it would
always
it
open
would
for
it would
sure.
be really cool to like do like a backcountry camping
Yeah,
thing.
that would be.
Like actual backcountry camping, not like
Yes,
glamping or whatever
yeah,
whatever it is. It's like you cook over an open flame
partner
and
in fire. Hmm.
like that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah,
I would do something like that because that would
totally.
be so cool. So maybe
Yeah,
that's
chop
maybe
chop your own wood for sure,
yeah.
and catch your
Catch
own
your own
fish, and then
fish,
clean
yeah,
it, cook it, the whole
yep,
thing. Yeah,
yep.
for sure.
Maybe
Love that.
maybe that's something we can
Yeah,
talk about.
stargazing at night, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Um,
yes.
well, we're reaching the end of our time, but we have a special giveaway going on.
Yeah,
Um, so would you like to explain the giveaway for our followers, and then I
sure.
will deal with it on social media?
Yeah, for sure. So we wanna give $25 to I'm not sure how you're gonna do the giveaway or how the lucky winner is gonna be chosen.
Like, share, follow. So they gotta like
Okay,
the post, they're gonna have to share the post, and they're gonna have to follow the Cures Outdoors.
awesome. So yeah, $25 for the lucky
Oh, and
winner,
comment, sorry, and
and
comment.
comment. Perfect. Love it. Engage. We like
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Like,
Yeah,
share, comment, all
gotcha.
that fun stuff.
Yeah, right on. So yeah, we'll want to give $25 to the lucky winner for anything on the website. And then when you do place that order, we'll send you either a free toque or a free t-shirt, whatever color and whatever style you want, whatever's available, and we'll send that with the order that you place with your $25 coupon.
So is there gonna be a code, or I
It'll
will
be a
just
code.
have them reach out to you?
Either or, I can give you a code, or you can have them reach out, and I'll give. Yeah,
Okay, perfect. I'll
yeah,
probably just
it
have
will be a
them
code.
I'll probably have them reach out to you then.
Perfect. Yeah, that works. Then
So
there's no like middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Send them
It's
my way.
easier that
I'll
way.
take care of them. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Shannon. I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a great chat with you. Like again, mental health matters. And I think that's what I'm going
Absolutely.
to call this
I
episode
love
because
it.
mental health does matter. Again,
Yeah.
like everybody struggles with it. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
And again, I totally agree. The cure
Yeah.
is outdoors. Get
Yeah.
outdoors, you're going to feel 10 times better.
Yeah.
So,
No matter what you're doing. And if you're into, specific, you want to learn how to fish, you want to learn how to hunt, send us a message. We're always
yeah.
happy to help and point you in the right direction. So,
And again, I am so lucky to have the guests that I have that do say like, reach out to me. Like,
yeah.
like it's not
Yeah.
just like, they're not hoity-toity, snotty, like,
No, I
oh,
mean, I respond to everyone. I'm just like you. Like, I'm no different than anyone else and just a regular gal. And,
and
yeah,
that is why I started this podcast. Like,
absolutely.
awesome Canadian woman doing awesome things in this country and in this province and stuff like that. Like, I just love seeing this kind of stuff. There's
Yeah.
no there's no egos, there's no nothing. We're not better than everybody. We're all awesome humans. And
Yeah.
that's what I love.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I always say like you go further and you go higher when you support each other, not competition or like, connecting with people and networking. Like you're going to have a hell of a lot more fun and, spread a lot more value working with other people and promoting and supporting other women than the latter. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Shannon, again. I can't
Yes.
thank you enough. Like
Oh,
this
thank
episode
you.
is giving me goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. So again, follow our socials for this giveaway. Again, so before I forget, are you going to be at the Sportsman show?
I'm not gonna be there having a booth, but I am gonna be hanging around on the 16th, the Saturday.
Okay.
Just going to the show. So if you're around, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that was before I forgot. I was like, oh, are you
Yeah.
doing that? Yeah.
No, I'm
Okay.
doing CanCast. I'm doing the CanCast show. If
Okay.
anyone's familiar with that, it's more
Yep.
of a
That's in
festival.
Peterborough, right?
Peterborough, yeah. Sunday, April the 7th. So I'll have a booth there.
Okay.
That's the only show I have for this spring. I didn't do any of the bigger ones. But I'll be rolling around Saturday at the Sportsman Show and helping out at another booth, the Next Gen Young Anglers. I don't know if you've heard of them, but the group getting kids fishing, and so I'm volunteering.
Amazing.
With them to, sell some tickets for their raffle there and be hanging out. But a booth at CanCast Sunday, April 7th, will be at the show. So looking forward to that.
Perfect. So yeah, if you guys want to chit chat with Shannon, again, she's gonna be at the Sportsman Show, and then at CanCast. So drop by, say hi. She's awesome human. This is the first time we've actually met, like kind of face to face. I'll be coming up to you at the Sportsman Show and be like, hey, now we're gonna finally shake hands and meet, not just through social media. So
are you just hanging around, or are you working it? Or
so I'm actually working the Canadian Sportswomen's Society booth on the Thursday, Friday. And then I will be on Saturday kind of mingling and shaking hands, kissing babies with my business card and trying to do that kind of stuff. So,
I'll see you
but
Saturday.
I'll be there all weekend, essentially.
Perfect.
So,
yeah.
But anyway, keep your eyes out for the social media giveaway. And again, thank you, Shannon. I really cannot thank you enough.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And like, awesome to you. Like, proud of you for this podcast and like what you're doing. You're doing a great job. So.
I mean, I sometimes I'm like, oh, do I repeat myself, struggle a bit? But I mean,
No,
I've got awesome feedback, so.
No, you're killing it. And like, there's not many out here. Like, there's not many, like, I can't really think of many, Canadian women of the outdoors that are, showcasing women like you're doing. So, and keeping it organic and, just, yeah, I love it.
And I mean, it goes back to the mental health. I'm going to keep it real.
Yeah.
So I will keep it 100% real, and I will not, like, the only editing I would plan on doing to this episode is adding the intro.
Yeah, you might have to beep that one F-bomb.
Oh, you're allowed to swear. You're allowed to swear. It's fine.
I love it. Okay.
There's no kids here. It's fine.
Yeah. I got a bit of a funny mouth sometimes, but
I swear like a trucker and a sailor had a child. So that's I kind of like like bring it back during the podcast. And I'm like, nope, don't do it.
Right.
So, but anyway, thank you. We're gonna sign off now. Again, if you guys are looking to see us at the Sportsman Show, Shannon will be there on Saturday. I will be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Anyway, guys, keep an eye out for our social media giveaway, and God bless. Thanks, guys.
Ciao.